Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your Messages from Heaven Timeless Tarot reading. This is a bit different than all the other readings that I have put up that are timeless. I've been thinking about this one for a while, and I finally feel like I am in a right place to bring you a reading like this here. So, this is the true definition of timeless, as it's irrelevant when you view this video or when your loved one has transitioned back into the non-physical, because we're going to create I keep wanting to say four channels for different consciousnesses to come through and deliver messages to you guys. Okay, all the decks I'm using are listed in the description box below, and let's go ahead and begin, Gemini. Let's see who wants to come through for you and deliver you guys messages. All right, first out of the gate is potentially a fellow air sign, Gemini or Libra or Aquarius, or this individual could have just had a strong personality of air traits. Now, the fact that it comes out this way opposed to this way says a lot. This person either had a lot of mental and emotional distress and turmoil within them, or this was a person who was very stubborn, was quite fearless actually, would cut off his nose to spite his own face type of energy. Instead of, seeking shelter from the storm, he's going to stand there and challenge the storm and expect that he will conquer and the storm will just move through him rather than destroying him, okay? Now, the fact that, he came out this way could be just an indication of, one of the two energies I just spoke of, or this can also indicate that at the time of his passing, things you guys could have been not on the greatest of terms, okay? So we'll definitely draw more cards to see everybody that's trying to come through this channel here and speak to you. Before we get to this, I want to say a king or a queen to me is age 20 or older. It's a mature grown person. The kings and queens usually indicate a person, older than 20, but for the context of this reading, any king or queen is somebody 20 years or older. And this is coming through as a male energy, but since this is, a general reading, this very well could indicate a female energy, but with very masculine traits, okay? So our next card out is this Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is somebody who is 20 or younger to me, okay? And this particular page is either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, are really, really strong water traits in their personality. This particular person, I feel like what's coming through this is more of like a youthful energy, like a child, maybe up to 15, but it doesn't feel like a young adult. It feels definitely like a child, not mature at all. Because sometimes a grown person can show through as a page if they were very immature, but this is more of a youthful energy to me. Just because this particular page, he is very sensitive, very emotional, but it's kind of superficial, it's shallow, it doesn't run too deep, and to me that's more of an indication of age rather than emotional maturity. And this is somebody who may have had some ability, but just very sweet, very loving, very sensitive energy. This here is feels so youthful and young to me. All right, so now we have this another page coming out. This is the Page of Swords. So again, air sign or air sign personality. And this, on this side, again, this to me is a young person, but it has a totally different feel to it than this page. I feel this person's more like early 20s when they passed, okay? And this person is somebody who, you know, often gets themselves into really sticky situations and needs help getting bailed out of that. Also, they could be verbally sharp with their tongue. It's just a challenging energy to deal with. And it's not that this is a bad person. It's just there's a lot that, you know, they have yet to learn about life and interactions with others and emotions and things like that. And, you know, in time, this person definitely would have matured and grown out of this, because the other side of this, you know, is talking about that. But for me, this is just kind of a real reckless, kind of careless energy, and, you know, not really forward thinking, acting quite immaturely is what I feel. Not a youthful sense like this, but more of like I act immaturely frequently, and, you know, I'm very argumentative. It's hard to ever have a conversation with me because I'm very defensive about myself and, you know, things. And it could be because of the life this person had, but it's just a very defensive sort of energy. And then lastly, we have this Knight of Pentacles. So this could be female or male. And this is somebody who is 30 years or younger, not a child, you know, probably like between 18 and 30 years of age. And this particular person, you know, they were very reliable in life, okay? This is not somebody who is like a big go-getter. They're somebody who's more part of a team and wants to know their place and what they need to do, and then they will execute that to like perfection. That's more of this energy. Like, I'm part of a team. I'm not, you know, really like if you look at it in a business sense, I'm not a manager. I'm more of a worker, okay? And that's not a bad energy. That's just this particular consciousness wants to come forth showing itself as this here, which is I'm reliable, I'm trustworthy, I will get the job done, I am part of the team. And that's what I want. I don't want to be directing anybody, you know, I want to be part of the team. This to me is like a very honest, hardworking person that earns their place in life. Like, everything they acquire is because they worked for it and earned it for themselves. Okay, that's totally the energy of the Knight of Pentacles on this side. So let's see what these energies. Very masculine across the board, though, I will say that. Doesn't mean not female. If anything, this would feel the most feminine. I feel this is man energy all day, or an incredibly masculine woman. This feels more feminine, but it could go either way. And these feel masculine, but again, they could go either way, because we're creating channels for multiple consciousnesses to come through. So if they could tell you one thing, what would it be? Okay. So for this, King of Swords says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So whatever took place in life with this King of Swords, he's saying, please trust that, even if you don't understand it. You know, there's nothing that happens by mistake, and everything is truly part of a bigger plan. Nothing is an accident. Nothing just happens, okay? Even if you can't see it, you don't quite understand it, he would like to bring you, you know, that understanding so that you can see the perspective that he now sees from. This Page of Cups says, I am so much better now. I feel for many of you, this was a young person that had an illness. They passed early from illness. Maybe cancer feels very strong. And honestly, that's the first time I've received a message like that in all of these that I've done. And I just have a couple more after you guys. So yeah, this is, to me, a young person, like 15, 16, 15, like young or below that, like an actual infant or toddler child that, you know, passed through illness. And, you know, and they're letting you know, hey, I'm good now. I don't have any pain. That's just part of the physical experience. That's not part of the soul experience. That I'm doing much better now. And there's something about this rainbow too. So let that be a synchronicity for you. That rainbow, like I walked the rainbow and made it to the sun. And then this Page of Swords, he is saying, he or she, I had to leave that way. So with this, this is tragedy, the passing here, whether it's by the page's own hands or some sort of accident, maybe even like a homicide. And I almost feel like this person could have been in law enforcement. Like I feel law enforcement around this. Like maybe they were an officer and they got taken out in the line of duty. Just because we have this real defensive energy, like I can take care of myself, you know, just, or maybe it's like the other way around where this, you know, was a bit of a troublemaker and maybe they got taken out by a police officer in some sort of confrontation. That's definitely a stream of consciousness coming through. But it's like with this right here, everybody coming through, this was tragedy, is how this Page of Swords passed. But they want you to know they had to go that way. Like every experience we have as a human being adds to, you know, our consciousness, our soul. And so this experience, the way this Page of Swords transitioned, added to that. They needed that to climb the ladder, to get to where they're truly trying to go on their soul journey, okay? And this Knight of Pentacles, tears cleanse the soul. So if you are holding it in, let it out, okay? Let it out. Tears, I feel this is more like for like this was your brother. Like if you're a male, this was your brother, or like your homie, like just super like tight energy. And you know, he is saying, listen, you need to let those emotions out about my passing, okay? You don't, keeping that in doesn't mean that you're strong. It's breaking you down. You need to cry. You need to let it out, because that is what cleanses the soul. It releases, you know, everything that we are keeping inside. Because, you know, there's tests that have proven that stress breaks the body down. Well, what is stress? Stress is pent-up emotions that have no outlet to be released. No, you know, and crying, the tears allows that emotional pain to be released, to, you know, allow the healing to come in. And he is saying, let the healing happen. Let my passing, you know, don't let it break you down like this. So I'm going to pull some more, some clarifiers to get more information. And I'm really curious about what he's talking about here. So we can go on either side of this particular card. I feel like he just gave us confirmation. On either side of this card, this wizard is worried about money, just 100% concerned about material resources, you know, so fixated on that type of energy, either side. And so to me, this has something to do with that. And however this is relating to you, like, you need to release this energy. I think some of you might feel with his passing, like the money's really tight, or, you know, what am I going to do now? Or I need to be strong. I need to, some of you, this, maybe your father, if this is your father that passed, like when you were really young, some of you, that's coming through, like, and you had to be the man, like, and this is for a boy, like a son. You had to be the man, and you know, this whole experience puts you in this place of, I've got to be responsible, I need this, I need to do that, I need to make money, you know, I need the material resources. And he is saying, you know, you need to let all of that emotion out, all the way from back when you were a boy, about my passing, because you still carry it. You never dealt with that. You manned up. You did what you had to do, but it's still, all of it still just right there in you. And you know, you see the flame there. It's time to purify the heartache that still exists within you. You know, cry it out. Tears cleanse the soul. It's honestly, this to me is, he is really wanting healing for you. And some of you, this is like, you've been carrying this for a long time. This person passed decades ago for some of you. All right. Okay, so we have the Judgment card here. This is a Libra energy, but with this lineup, how this says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. This is an ultimate confirmation of that. This King of Swords is saying, no matter what happened, like, my karma is balanced. It was, you know, this way, things aren't good. This way, it's like all is balanced, clean slate. And so when he says everything happens for a reason, this was about his own karma and that balancing, that clean slate. Okay, whatever this is speaking of personally for you. Okay, now with this Page of Cups, we have 2 cups here. So for those of you, you know, that have other children, I feel like you have 2 other children. Hey, what's your 3rd child? It doesn't have to mean it was the 3rd child you gave birth to, but this is, to me, is like, he was either one of 3 or there were 2. He had a sibling. And on this side, you know, here we are, we're in mourning, but you see this bridge, okay? On this side, from this view, there is no way forward. You know, it's just, I'm still in my mourning period. I'm really sad. I don't know how to move beyond this. And the reason is because you're trying to go the wrong way about it. And this is saying that you need to turn around and go back, even though you feel like it's too painful. That's what needs to happen, because also with this here, you know, I think some of you are scared to have more children because of what happened here. And this is, you know, this page saying, no, that's part of your destiny. That's why you feel it in your heart. There is another soul trying to come to you. This was my destiny, and you agreed to support me and love me through this most challenging situation at such a young human age. Okay, so there, turn around, go back, you know, mend that bridge for whatever that means to you personally, because you can't continue on the way you have it. It's just too hard on you, okay? And this page is really wishing great healing for you, new happiness, color it through the, you know, darkness and storm that you've been feeling within through the loss here. There's more for you, okay? So for this Page of Swords, yeah, I'm really feeling strongly like this person was in law enforcement. And even though they were like defensive and hard to deal with, you know, they were still like the responsibilities that they had when it came to protecting or looking after others. They were very, very serious about that, okay? I will protect you. I will lead you. You know, I look towards the future. That's this Emperor energy right here. But maybe in all other areas of life, it was just like, you know, that's where he failed. But this is, you know, a very strong masculine energy. This is a major arcana. Aries is associated to this energy here. And so I feel, like I said, the energy from this page to this page is quite different. This person is, you know, like a young adult. And this coming out to me could signal that, you know, they were a young adult with big responsibilities, or they were, you know, older, yet they were quite immature in some fashion, you know, even though they were able to keep it together, you know, for whatever this Emperor is representing. All right, so for this Page of, or Knight of Coins, we have the Two of Coins here. Yeah, I feel like the passing of that Knight of Coins, like it financially made things difficult for some of you. And, you know, that's depicted here where you're just trying to keep it all together. But he's saying there's new opportunities on the horizon that you don't see yet, okay? But things are going to get better in the finances if you've really been juggling since, you know, the passing of that Knight of Coins. Now, for others of you, this could mean that you are occupying yourself in the attempt to, you know, not deal with the emotions that you feel about that passing of that Knight of Pentacle up there. Okay, but you see the water, like it's gonna surface, like you have to deal with it. And his essence, his consciousness, his energy will be with you to comfort you and, you know, help you heal and move beyond it. But you've really got to let it go, those of you that have just tucked that so far down inside of you. And others of you, this is about like something about money or having to juggle two things, and it's going to get better. It's going to get easier. You know, there's other opportunities. on the horizon that you don't see. He sees it. You just don't see it. Let's pull some more heaven cards and see what comes out. Okay. This King of Swords says, remember me by the happy memories we created. So he's saying, you know, remember the good times, remember the best parts of me. Whatever happened there in the end, don't focus on that. Don't think about that. Or if you and this king just never really saw eye to eye and you were always clashing, again, he's saying, remember the best parts of me. You know, remember the good times that we did share with each other, all the happiness, you know, that we brought each other. Remember those things more than whatever this justice is talking about. Remember this instead. And this Page of Cups is saying, we have been together in dreams. And I will say this is probably one of the most popular cards through all of these readings. Some cards haven't even come out, period, at all. But this one is one that just keeps showing up time and time again. So when you dream of this page here, that's because, you know, they are there with you in that dream, talking to you, giving you messages, connecting their consciousness to your own. So this is your confirmation of that when you have those dreams about this page. And this Page of Swords says, I am with the rest of the family. Look at that. Happy family on the other side, watching after all of their family that is still physically focused and incarnated at this time. So this page, he's all right. He's all right on the other side, okay? Everything happened exactly how it was supposed to for him. And this Page of Pentacles, or Knight of Pentacles, says, my mind is free. So he may have had some mental illness, or maybe some issue with like IQ, like maybe a lower IQ than, you know, the average person. With this, there's just some sort of ailment or disability within the physical body or the mind, okay? And it was restrictive and oppressive to his life experience, and he's letting you know, I'm free now. Like, all those restrictions that I had in this body, that was the body, that wasn't my consciousness. You know, I worked with the body that I had, and, you know, don't remember me as broken. I am whole, and I'm free now, the true me, to shine, okay? So I'm going to pull some more cards to get a little bit more messages for you guys. We're going to add a second deck to those cards. And did I say Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn with this earth energy? If I didn't, that's what I meant. I'm sorry if I did not. Well, somebody's saying take a chance on love. When we start to love our lives are changed forever. Take a chance on love. So whoever needed to hear that, take that to the bank. Okay. So this King of Swords says faith and true love. Love is a once in a life. This is a once in a lifetime love. Oh my goodness. So I'm getting a couple of different things about this. Some of you, this was your love of your life. And, you know, this is the confirmation of that for you. Okay. And you need to have faith in the way this has all worked out, and remember the good times with this person, okay? And with this, I believe you guys are going to reincarnate again. I mean, look at all the imagery just in this one card, all right? So it's like darkness over here with, you know, a little bit of purple, and then it's so colorful. So to me, this is like, use your seventh chakra, you know, to overcome this grief and see what we really are, and recognize that, you know, we will be together again. We will love again. This is by no means the last lifetime of our romantic love and connection. Okay, for others of you, this has everything to do with that take a chance on love card that flew out. And this king is saying, whoever that person is will be a true love. It is a love that is once in a lifetime experience. You need to have faith in that. There is color coming through from the darkness, and take a chance on that love, okay? Look at the imagery and see what, you know, you feel intuitively, what else you think this king is saying to you through these cards, okay? But definitely have faith in true love no matter what you've been through. And oh my gosh, look at this, is actually the top card on the Vice Versa Tarot, and this is all about that twin flame energy. See the star in the sky? Have faith in true love. However that is resonating for you, you know, he's saying have faith that he sees everything that we can't see, okay? So have faith in that. All right, so our Page of Cups is saying, ooh, wisdom and love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving of all the wonderful things that this life has to offer. So I feel that by the passing of this page, you know, that really affected you in a very profound way, and maybe made you doubt who you are, made you wonder, you know, am I worthy? Like, why did this happen? You know, all of these different emotions. And this page is saying, you know, there's nothing wrong with you. You didn't do anything wrong. You are very wise. You are very intuitive. And I want to give you messages. You know, I want to bring you clarity. I want to give you guidance. I come to you in your dreams. I want you to fall in love with who you are and know that you are beautiful and perfect as you are. Be wise in that knowing, okay? So this Page of Swords is saying playfulness and to be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. I really feel that with this page is saying, this is who I wish I would have been to you. I wish I would have been more playful and fun. I wish I would have been supportive more and showed you that, made the efforts that you asked me to show you, okay? Now, if, you know, there's somewhere in your life where maybe you find yourself being like this page was, where you're rigid and defensive and not playful, and you feel like a loner and nobody has your back, you know, then this is saying, listen, you lighten up, be playful. It's not worth going through life in that defensive stance. You know, open up to the ones you love. Take a chance on that, even if it means you might get hurt. You know, Take a chance. Be there. Don't hold back. Don't be like me. Okay? And lastly, this Knight of Pentacles says release and consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Any guilt that you have about maybe who you were to this knight, different things that happened between the two of you, he's saying release that, okay? Release that. That was part of our experience for both of us to learn and grow. So whatever happened between you guys, you know, with this, I just feel many of you were not as committed to this knight as this knight was to you on some level, okay? And there's guilt in your heart now, and he's saying you have nothing to feel guilty for. Truly, you did the best you could do given the circumstances. Look at these two shooting stars right there. And then we have this new moon, and then we have this full moon above this woman on this card. So release any guilt that you have about who you were, okay? And also, going forward, learn from what you guys went through and make different choices in the future. But definitely saying, you know, release anything that you feel guilty about when it comes to me. You don't have anything to feel guilty for. And also, you know, this goes the other way around, and this knight wants forgiveness from you for not being as committed to the love as they should have been. Release me from that. Release me from that is what I feel with that right there. Okay, so those of you that are still going through, you know, a lot emotionally, let's see what comes out to offer guidance about healing. So this Knight of Swords says clarity, and with this here, I feel that, like, I gave you the clarity, I've given you the sign, the synchronicity that you have been asking for, okay? And then for others of you, this is the advice of allowing your mind and your heart and your soul to align and be in the same vibration. And again, you will see things differently. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason, and this King of Swords is really trying to help you find that clarity so that you feel the closure, like, so that you can move forward, okay? This Page of Cups, Divine Love, yes, it's just definitely a very youthful, innocent, pure energy, this Page of Cups. And it's, you know, this page is saying, I am one with the divine, all right? And I'm sending you divine love all the time. And when you make a commitment to connect to me through that divine love, then we are one, and we are never apart. We are never separated, okay? This Page of Swords, he's coming through with practical intuition. So with this, you have a gift, all right? You definitely have a gift. And he's saying you need to pursue that so much further because you're ready to expand to a whole new level. And now that he has transitioned back with the whole soul family, they want to help you really expand because your journey here is nowhere near through. They want to help you expand because you guys are part of a team, okay? And whether they're here or they have transitioned back to non-physical, they're still helping you out. And so they really want to help you expand your spiritual gifts. And lastly, with this page, I don't know why I keep calling him page, a page, this Knight of Pentacles, we have truth. Yeah, I really feel like that plays into these two cards that, you know, whatever happened in the past, you know, you've owned it and you need to just let it go and, you know, be truthful to yourself and make different choices in the future. And for others of you, this is him saying, I see the truth about myself and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I put you through, for what that caused to you. Because even though this is like a very solid energy, like you can count on me, I think this Knight strayed a bit, okay? And like maybe you didn't find the truth of that out until after they transitioned. But this is nonetheless saying, I see the truth of who I was and what I put you through, and I'm sorry. And I want, you know, the song of your heart to play once more. I don't want what happened between the two of us to break you. So, truth, okay? So, Gemini, those are the messages that have come through from your loved ones. I hope that this has brought you some clarity, and I want to thank everybody who came and participated in this reading and made it possible. So I close this session with your loved ones, and I close this session with you, Gemini. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care of yourself.